Well, there's a lot of people, and subhanallah, like it's not always the people you're around that influence you the most. It's the people's actions, and um, I think I'm not gonna name any names, but
Describe them to us. You don't have to name who they were.
well, one of them is on this meeting. He knows himself, but a lot of people influenced me because the things that had influenced me and left a huge mark in me is the culture. Like I came, I was young. I didn't really I wasn't developed, and I had a lot of before I went to Guantanamo. I had a lot of an inferiority complex towards, you know, just the developed world. I just, I thought everything cool was in the West. Everything amazing was in the West. Uh, and that was very deep in me for maybe because we were living in hardships in Afghanistan, but that was in me. But when I came to Afghanistan and I saw the quality of people, their care, their empathy, their devotion, their honesty, and their humanity, like I saw a lot of qualities that I've never really considered or seen before, and that has until now I think was one of the biggest influencers in my life. It gave me such a strong sense of identity, and that's one of the things that I hold very, very dearly, because I just feel like this war of terror after 9/11, it was they say they were after people who were they wanted to hold people responsible, but when I look at Guantanamo 20 years later, I see that the targets were people who had identity, and it was to steal their identity, it was to steal their faith, it was to break them, it was to make them ashamed of who they are, not knowing that putting us all in that place gave us a lot of time to grow and to learn about ourselves and to learn about our faith and to learn and to take the best that each of us had to offer. And it was such a blessing.
Let me just follow up on that. That's Jazakallah khair. It's very, very insightful. But can you tell me then, was there something, can you give me an example of any attempts there were from the authorities there to break your identity as who you are as a Muslim, as to where you're trying to build your identity, but there's something happening here that's trying to break your identity?
Well, in Guantanamo, there's a period of time where they considered me not cooperating. And one of the biggest things for them was to take all reading materials from me. And they knew that it's not that they didn't know, they knew that I was young and that I'm growing. And they found that as a very, very important thing to do. And the thing is, like, Guantanamo is not only connected to the United States, like Canada is also involved in that too. When I came back to Canada and I was released on bail, one of the bail conditions were that I was not allowed to speak my mother language with my family. I was not allowed to speak Arabic with my family. And, the last time this happened was with the Aboriginals, where they considered their culture as something that was, bad and that they needed to change. So, it's just, stuff like that. But yeah, dealing with the guys there and subhanAllah, being isolated and being deprived of all of that material stuff has given me the opportunity to learn, to listen to everybody who's around me, everybody who was older than me. I got to learn a lot, and I learned good things and I learned bad things. And as I grew and developed, I stuck. Hopefully, I stuck with the good things. I know Shakir has his reservations about things that I do right now.